Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. Hope you are all well and enjoying the expo. My name is Roberto Olivares. I work for Burgos. I've been with the company for the last 17 years now. And in the last basically 4 years, I've been working on the implementation of 2D barcodes in retail, not only here in Australia, but globally with GS1. Um, well, what I wanted to do today was just to take the opportunity in these 15 minutes to talk to you through what we have done. You probably have seen, if you've been shopping at Woolies, our meat products with 2D barcodes, as well as our packaged salads as well with 2D barcodes, and we are continuing to expanding more articles and more products to the barcodes. And just take you a little bit through the journey. Obviously, there's a lot of very clever people in this expo, and you guys are basically the engine behind what our suppliers obviously provide to us. And I thought it was a great opportunity to share what we're doing for you guys to talk to your clients when obviously preparing those machines and equipment that you guys have for the supplier community. So a little bit about 2D barcodes and what we've been doing over the last few years. And as you know, the barcode itself has been for more than 50 years now. But at Woolies, we've been evolving on what we can use at point of sale. And we introduced data bars a few years ago, and you see the little stickers everywhere on our fruits. Yes, they are important because they help us to manage waste. We know what that product is used and what is that variety for. Is very important to manage the inventory of those products, and that's why we have those little stickers. They are not nuisance, although we can find in the kitchen a lot of these little stickers from the kids, and a few parents said the same thing. But they are important from an inventory management perspective. When we're looking at the evolution of barcodes at point of sale, we wanted to make sure that we can actually manage the life of the product better. And the ability to have additional variable information on a 2D barcode was the first thought that came to our minds, because when you start looking at more data on a data bar, the barcode itself becomes bigger and is more difficult to manage that on a package. So 2D barcode was definitely our first thought. This was actually in 2018 when we started looking into this. And the reality is that not everybody was ready for this, to start putting 2D barcodes in retail, in particular in our stores, taking into consideration that it's not just about putting a barcode on a product, but it's also all our systems that have to interact with that particular barcode. So just the store, online, fulfillment centers, distribution centers as well. But we are not stopping there. We're also looking at how we can actually use QR codes at point of sale, but using a standard. And that's why I keep emphasizing that we're using the GS1 global standards to make sure that we don't scan every QR code that's out there, because there's a lot of QR codes for marketing and all kinds of things. But we need to make sure that we use a standard that help us to understand that that product is actually sausages, yeah? And that product is going to expire in 10 or 15 days, and if it expires, that I don't sell it, and it's still fresh for our customers. So that's the whole purpose. But obviously, with the QR code, we have that ability to engage with the customer and obviously show them more digital information about that particular product and even traceability, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a couple of seconds. So why we're doing 2D barcodes? So the key objective from Woolworths' perspective is food safety. We wanted to make sure that all our fresh products, if we have a fresh product with a use by date, that we don't sell that product. The point of sale system stopped that product from selling. Obviously, we have the team that goes through our shelves and make sure that we remove stock that is potentially out of date. But sometimes things get slipped, but we have the system in place to make sure that if it's out of date, that the point of sale system stopped it. And obviously from a sustainability perspective, manage waste in a better way. So manage the life of the product, make sure that if that product is about to expire, that we can promote it or sell that through very quickly, and try not to, and to reduce the waste, which is, we all are in this journey of sustainability, trying to reduce waste as much as possible. So having additional information in the barcode was the key. So we are in a journey. We started this journey financial year 20. We are continuing this journey onto the barcodes, expanding to more articles, as I said at the beginning. But we are not stopping there, and our goal is that by 2027, we actually are on QR codes and continue the evolution of barcodes at point of sale. And for some of you that might be familiar with QR codes powered by GS1, the objective is the same, is contain that URL, as you can see in the picture right here, with the GTIN or global trade item plus the batch number of that particular product and the use by date to manage that product. So obviously it requires equipment that has the ability to print on demand that label for that particular product that we have in the stores. Can I just jump into the next slide, which what is in the barcode, and just talking about the use by date. For variable products, variable weight products or random weight products, we do have the sale price and the actual weight embedded in the barcode. But for fixed weight products like the salad bags, it's just the use by date. It is optional for the supplier, for our suppliers to use batch numbers or serial numbers that's pretty much dependent on the traceability systems that they are using. But for us, what we're really consuming is the use by date, which helps us to manage the life of the product better. And in future, obviously, if there's a recall, then we can target that recall in a better way, not just having to take all the article out. It's just that batch that is being affected. But one important thing is that GS1 data matrix is not the same as a plain data matrix, and you guys obviously are using 2D barcodes already in different aspects of equipment. Is a GS1 data matrix is different. It's exactly the same. It looks exactly the same as that 2D barcode as the plain data matrix, but obviously is using the global standards, which means it helps us to ensure that when we scan a point of sale, it's not going to create an error. It's just basically contains a GTIN, and that's very important. Key learnings for us is the specifications and the global standards are very wide, if I can put it that way, but over the last 4 years, we've been learning what's optimal for retail point of sale. It's different to have a machine that is obviously at the same speed, at the same length, at the same distance, actually scanning a barcode, versus a human at the registers or a customer just basically going to point of sale and scanning that barcode. The lighting, the person itself just actually presenting that product to the registers is a variable all the time. So we needed to make sure that we have an optimal size that will help us to ensure that the barcode scans correctly at pulse. So we have kind of come up with what we learned over the last 4 years on this right sizing for the 2D barcode for point of sale. The quality grade of the barcode is important. Not all quality is not all barcodes are the same, I should say, but there is a specific quality that is actually help us to process the point of sale with a minimal impact for the on the registers. But when we're looking at the barcodes, we've been not only looking at the barcode itself, but the information that is around it. So the use by date information, and one of the things that we've been very conscious of is the ability to also see the use by date visible for the customer to actually see this product, what is the day, how many days shelf life I have for this product once I buy it. And so we are making sure that next to the barcode you have the use by date, you can see it as a customer, that you can actually see how many days shelf life you have on that particular product. We're finding a lot of products in the stores where we are not able to see the date of that product that is going to expire. Some of the bottles that we see today have printed use by dates, but the actual liquid in the bottle makes difficult to read that barcode or that use by date. So for us, it's a big emphasis to make sure that every use by date or best before date that is on a product is well visible and legible for a customer, and that's a key part for us as well as the barcode. Other key learnings for us over the last few years have been the embedding of the data. Yeah, GS1, obviously global organization, everybody probably already familiar with them. It is very important how the data is encoded in the barcode. If it's encoded, there's not a fixed way to encode the GS1 standards or the application identifiers, but what is important is how the data is being used. The more data that you put in the barcode, the bigger the barcode it gets. Yeah? We're only using the data that we need, and that's what I was talking at the beginning. These are the ones that we require, used by date, GTIN, for variable weight items, weight and sell price. But if you want to use more data, you need to be mindful of the more data will require more space and for that particular barcode. Print quality, as I said before, is important for point of sale. And the label application is also very important. You see some examples there of what went wrong with a 2D barcode being printed on demand, which obviously will, once kind of point of sale, it will impact obviously the customer experience. And the last just 2 points there, the packaging and in the printing area, one of the things that we've been doing as well with the 2D barcode is to bring that barcode to the front of the pack. Traditionally, and as part of the global standards, barcodes have been always at the back of the pack. For a very good reason. A barcode is not pretty from a marketing perspective. Yeah, it's just a barcode. But today, there is no reason why it can be at the front. And if we're moving towards the customer experience with consumer engagement and QR codes, we want it to be make sure that it's visible with the use by date. Customers can see it. You can scan it with your mobile phone. You can find out more information about the product in the future, and that's what we're heading towards. And that's it for me. I think I covered the 15 minutes in 10, right? But thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, we will be around in the expo today, and yeah, feel free to come and ask any questions. I'm happy to work with you guys. Thank you for your time. Cheers.